Cart size psychology. You walk into the store for three things and leave with a cart that still looks half empty, even though you spent $60 more than you planned. That empty space bothers you more than you realize. Retailers know oversized carts create a visual gap that feels uncomfortable, almost wrong. Your brain reads that space as something you need to fix. The more empty the cart looks, the less control you have over what you're actually spending. You can't easily see how much is in there, and it's harder to estimate the total before checkout. This isn't about being careless with money. It's a designed psychological trick that works on almost everyone, especially when you're tired or distracted. The cart doesn't need to be that big for what most people buy. It's big, so you'll fill it without noticing how fast things add up. Missing price tags. Missing price tags work because most of us assume something on the shelf is meant for people like us. You pick it up, consider it, and carry it around the store. By the time you're at checkout and the cashier scans it, you've already committed mentally. Putting it back feels awkward, especially if there's a line behind you or the cashier's already bagged it. Stores know this. Jewelry counters, boutique gift shops, and even grocery delis use it. The absence of a price isn't an oversight. It's a nudge to let someone else tell you what it costs after you've already decided you want it. If you don't see a price, ask before you touch it. Walking away early costs nothing. Feeling trapped at the register costs more than money. The milk run setup. You walk into the store for milk, that's it. But milk lives in the back corner, and you have to pass cookies, chips, freezer meals, seasonal displays, and sale signs you weren't planning to look at twice. That placement isn't random. Stores design the path on purpose. They know you need those basics, so they use them to pull you deeper into the building. By the time you reach the dairy case, you've passed hundreds of products, and something always catches your eye. A few extra items slip into your cart because the layout made them impossible to avoid. It's a quiet setup that plays on routine and repetition, and it works best on people who shop the same store regularly. Knowing the pattern helps you stick to what you came for. Eye-level premium pricing. Walk into any grocery store and look straight ahead. That's where the priciest brands live. The cereal you grab without thinking, the pasta sauce you reach for on autopilot. It's all positioned exactly where your eyes land. Budget versions sit below knee level or up high where you'd need a step stool. Stores count on you not wanting to crouch or stretch. They also know most shoppers scan the middle shelf and pick fast. This isn't an accident. It's designed to make spending more feel easier than saving. If you're willing to bend or look up, you can cut your bill by 30 or 40% on identical products. But plenty of women walk out having paid extra just because the cheaper option required effort to find. Fake sales urgency. Fake urgency works because it makes you feel like the clock is ticking and you'll lose something if you don't act now. Online stores and even physical retailers use countdown timers, bold red sale banners, and phrases like "only 3 left" to trigger that rush. The problem is, many of those sales repeat every week. The price drop might be $2, or the item was never sold at full price to begin with. You're not saving as much as you think, and you're spending money you hadn't planned to spend. That emotional pull to grab a deal overrides the slower part of your brain that would normally ask if you actually need it. Retailers know women especially tend to feel guilt about spending on themselves, so framing it as smart shopping makes it feel justified. Before you buy, take a screenshot and check back in 2 days. Manipulators also use this same tactic in phone scams and fake billing threats. Checkout lane traps. Checkout lanes are deliberately designed to catch you when your decision-making energy is lowest. You've just spent mental effort comparing prices, reading labels, and navigating the store. By the time you reach the register, your brain is tired and your guard is down. That's exactly when retailers pack those narrow aisles with candy, magazines, gum, and overpriced batteries. They're counting on fatigue to override your budget. The items are small enough that adding one or two feels harmless, but those extras add up fast. You didn't come in planning to spend $12 on things you don't need, but exhaustion makes impulse feel reasonable. Recognizing this setup helps you pause before reaching. What you do at home before you even leave can make all the difference. Confusing unit pricing. You'd think comparing prices would be straightforward, but grocery stores make it deliberately hard. One brand lists its price per ounce. The one right next to it shows price per pound. Another shows price per count. You stand there doing mental math while your cart fills up with whatever looks reasonable. That's the point. When unit pricing is inconsistent, you can't quickly tell which option saves you money. A bag labeled family size might actually cost more per ounce than buying two smaller packages. Stores know women over 50 grew up comparison shopping, so they've made it confusing enough that you stop trying. The fix is simple but slow. Bring your phone's calculator and convert everything to the same unit before you choose. It adds time, but it catches markups hidden in plain sight. Some of the friendliest looking packaging hides the worst value. Sample station strategy. Grocery stores know you'll feel guilty walking away empty-handed after tasting a sample. The moment you accept that cube of cheese or sip of smoothie, a quiet pressure kicks in. You didn't ask for it, but now there's a person standing there who just handed you something, and leaving feels rude. That discomfort isn't accidental. Retailers train staff to make eye contact, smile, and create a brief personal moment that makes it harder to say no. You end up buying something you weren't planning on, not because you loved it, but because walking away felt awkward. It's a setup that plays on your instinct to be polite and fair. Recognizing that feeling for what it is gives you permission to say thanks and keep moving without the guilt. Scent and music manipulation. Stores don't just arrange products and hope you buy. They're engineering your mood from the moment you walk in. That warm bakery smell drifting through the aisles isn't always from fresh bread. Many retailers pump artificial scents through ventilation systems because research shows certain aromas slow you down, make you feel nostalgic, and trigger emotional buying. Pair that with slow background music, and your brain shifts into relaxation mode. You linger longer. You stop rushing. Your mental budget softens. What you plan to spend becomes flexible. You reach for comfort items you didn't need 5 minutes ago. It's not about willpower. It's about awareness. Once you notice the scent, the tempo, the emotional tug, you can step back and ask yourself if you're buying because you need it or because the environment made you crave it. Some of the most effective manipulation happens without a single word. Loyalty card data mining. Loyalty cards feel like a smart way to save, but they're actually tracking systems. Every time you scan that card, the store logs what you buy, when you buy it, and how often. Over time, that adds up to a detailed picture of your routines, your health concerns, even your emotional habits. They use that profile to send you coupons that look like deals, but are designed to make you spend more on things you weren't planning to buy. The data doesn't just stay with the store. It gets sold to third parties, shared with marketers, and fed into algorithms that target you across other platforms. You think you're in control because you're choosing what to purchase, but the offers are engineered to nudge you in directions that benefit them, not your budget. If a coupon arrives right when you're vulnerable or low on something, that's not coincidence. There's another place your information ends up that most people never think to check. Multi-buy pressure tactics. Multi-buy signs make you feel clever for stocking up, but they're banking on impulse, not logic. You see, buy 3 for $10, and your brain jumps straight to saving money. But if you only need 1 jar of sauce or 1 box of crackers, you're not saving anything. You're spending more than you planned. Many stores will give you the per-item discount even if you only buy 1, but they won't tell you that. The sign is designed to make you think the deal only works if you hit the number. It preys on the urge to be a smart shopper, when the smartest move is often walking away with less. Before you load up, ask yourself if you'll actually use it all before it expires or sits forgotten in the back of the cupboard. There's another spending trap hiding in something women are taught never to refuse: expiration date. Hiding. You reach for the milk at the front of the shelf, the yogurt right in your line of sight, the bread stacked nearest the aisle. It feels convenient, it feels logical, but that front row wasn't placed there by chance. Grocery stores rotate stock so older items move forward and fresher ones stay hidden in back. They're counting on you to grab what's easiest, especially when you're rushed or polite enough not to dig around. The expiration date might be 2 days out instead of 10. You bring it home, forget to use it quickly, and toss it when it spoils. Then you buy it again. That's not waste on your part. That's strategy on theirs. Reaching toward the back takes 5 seconds. It also saves you from throwing away food and money. You're not being picky. You're not being difficult. You're just choosing what lasts. And that small habit quietly protects your wallet every single week.